Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 27th day of October 2027. I hope you're healthy and safe on this Thursday. And I hope your family's also healthy and safe, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and those who are the first responders, who are every day trying to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage for us, to keep streets and sidewalks and highways and parks clean. Blessings upon those that make deliveries for us of things we take for granted, like food and water and mail. Double blessings on the men and women who are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the victims, the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography and child pornography. The victims also of prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. And double curses on the perpetrators, the perverts, and the profiteers, peddling in human misery. Finally, blessings upon the homeless, nearly 600,000 men, women, and children on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night. Our New York Knicks hosted the Charlotte Hornets at Madison Square Garden. What a game it was. What a game it was. First of all, the Hornets have been actually much better than you would expect, not having available their star, LaMelo Ball, as well as Scary Terry Rozier. They don't have any of those guys available. Plus, we know about the situation with Miles Bridges. So without all of them, three starters, they actually, coming into the game, were 2-1. And they won both their games on the road, and they had just beat handily the Atlanta Hawks. As they came and played last night, we saw why that was the case. Dennis Smith Jr. has blossomed into an NBA point guard, a starter level NBA point guard. He was really good last night. He played 37 minutes. He had 11 assists, 14 points. He had only one turnover. He had 3 boards. He was under control. He used his athleticism in a functional manner. He was just an improved player. I mean, he turned in, he's one of those ex-Knicks that became a good player. And he really did. And he controlled it. Also, Theo Maledon, actually a former pick of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, didn't pan out in Oklahoma City, but also he came in the league at age 18. So you need to give him some time. And he is also maturing into an NBA level point guard, a good NBA level point guard. I remember back at the day, some of Knicks Nation wanted to draft him the year that he was drafted. I did not want it for a few reasons, but one of the reasons was there's not enough patience in New York to let a Theo Maledon develop. And so he came in the league. I think he was 19 years old when he got drafted into the NBA. And so he is now, though, rounding into a real nice NBA point guard. So that's why the Charlotte Hornets, those are the two main reasons to me, one of them, that the Charlotte Hornets are outplaying what you would predict they would play without their 3 starters. Gordon Hayward was healthy and he was tough. PJ Washington was tough. Jalen McDaniels was good. They were really good last night. They shot, it says they shot 42% from 3, but it seemed like they were shooting better than that even. They shot 42% from 3. They had 31 assists. I mean, they were really good. And so they came and gave the Knicks all they could handle last night. But what was good about the win for the Knicks, aside from it being a win, the Knicks just weren't playing good last night. Okay? Now, Jalen Brunson, we're going to talk a lot about him. Obviously, he was the star of the game. He is the difference maker, obviously. But even him, to begin the game, I felt was forcing the action too much. You see, back in the day, there was one of the greatest players to ever play the point guard position in the NBA was a man named the Big O, Oscar Robinson. Oscar Robinson was the first guy to average a triple-double for the whole season. Oscar Robinson would get everybody involved in the offense. He would really try to get off with the players' touches and then start taking over the game around the third quarter. And so that's kind of been a pattern of a point guard. You want to get everybody involved. And Brunson usually would do that. But last night he started off shooting, right? And wasn't getting everybody involved. And to me, that contributed to Randall falling into bad habits. Okay. And Julius did not have his best game, and part of the reason was he was out of the flow. He started to force things a little bit. And then all of the bad habits came, the dribbling into traffic, the not paying attention on defense, everything, the arguing with the refs. It all kind of started coming. But if this was without Brunson, we would have lost this game last night. If this was last year, we lost this game last night. But Brunson was continually in Julius's ear. And you can see Julius said, okay. And Brunson was continually in his ear. And so I think that helped Julius get his head back into the game. Okay. Because at first he was really out of sync. The Knicks were out of sync. And again, it started with Brunson. Okay. But it got fixed with Brunson. And that's the thing. He started taking over the game, making the right reads, making the right pass. It's something else, man. I mean, we got a point guard. The Knicks got a real point guard, and you can see the difference. The thing is now, if the Knicks can continue to rally around him, and that's the key, like last night, they started rallying around. Julius responded to him, and he still was having some rough moments, but it was like Brunson was guiding him through it, right? And then, of course, Mitch Robb. I told y'all. I don't know what y'all was talking about with this whole Ayton thing. I'm going to kill y'all for that. Yup, Ayton, stop it. And talking about Hartenstein better than Mitch Robb. What's wrong with some of y'all? He only had 9 points and 8 boards, but he had 6 blocks, and they was big. Not only that, not only were the 6 blocks big, he altered many more shots than that, okay? He was a force in the middle, a force on the defensive end of the floor. I'm still looking for him to be in all NBA defense this year. He's playing like that right now. He was good. RJ ended up with 22 points. RJ was inefficient again, 9 for 21, but big thing down the stretch. Couple of big things down the stretch, brother. One of them was this. Overtime. We need to hit some foul shots, right? You know they're going to foul. And my man puts RJ in the game. Now, he had Quick in the game. He had Reddish in the game. He had good shooters, Brunson. He had shooters that could hit foul shots. And he put RJ out there. And the reason if you've been following the Knicks, you know RJ Barrett in previous seasons has had foul shooting issues. Okay. Last night, homie was 4-4. He's been shooting the free throws he's worked very hard on it. He's been about 80% for the season so far from the free throw line. Okay. And he went up to that line. They fouled him. He was the worst of the free throw shooters they had out there. They fouled him. He went to the line. Couple seconds left. Stuck them free throws. Big time. First of all, it's Tibbs showing confidence in RJ, and RJ's work paying off, especially at the free throw line. That was big time. Evan Fournier. Now, he had a good game. 6 of 11 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. He ended up with 14 points. He was shooting the ball pretty well. He was shooting the ball like Evan Fournier shoots the ball, but defensively. Thibodeau probably would have kept him out there. But the problem is what I've always been saying to y'all. It's not like, and some of y'all can't differentiate. Some of y'all just straight crap on people without being even anywhere near analytical about it. But with Fournier, it's not about lack of effort on defense. Let me say it again. It's not about lack of effort on Fournier's defense. It's lack of ability to move his feet against NBA level competition. He cannot move his feet and hips at the speed and quickness and agility needed to stay in front of anybody. And when it happened, it was under the lights at Madison Square Garden for everybody to see last night. What ends up happening in those scenarios, he ends up relying on his hands a lot because his feet are not keeping up. So he's touching, he's holding, he's trying his best to stay in front of somebody, and he's trying to catch up to him, and he's using his hands more, and he gets called for fouls. And that's why he fouled out last night, because that's the issue that he has, which again, why he is better suited to come off the bench in his second unit as a shooter. Better suited for that. Okay? That's what we've been saying. And also why he is probably going to be the leading candidate to get traded because of the next guy we're going to talk about, Cam Reddish. When Evan Fournier, and not only that, the reason he was fouling out Evan Fournier is because when he was in front of a guy like Kelly Oubre, when he was in front of a guy like a PJ Washington, when he was supposedly guarding Gordon Hayward, they was either backdooring him, cutting on him, especially Hayward. Hayward is a master. Every NBA player that makes the NBA and is an all-star level player, as Hayward has been, there's certain things that they're strength, that they're really, really, really good at. Right? You don't get to be an NBA all-star without being a good basketball player, period, or playing the NBA. But there's some things when you get to that level of all-star, you're really, really good at. Hayward is a master at moving without the basketball. He really is. He is a master at losing his man and moving without the ball. And last night, he was doing it. He was in his bag last night. See, I wasn't actually worried about Hayward when they gave him the ball on Charlotte's last possession. He's not as dangerous when you get him the ball like that and he's got to make a move. He's not as dangerous in that position as he is with somebody looking for him to cut and slash. I was more worried about that. When they put the ball into him last night, I was confident because I was like, oh yeah, anybody that got out there, and I think it was Cam was on, I said they could guard him. There's no problem. The danger would be if they gave it to DSJ or somebody else and they caught Hayward on a backdoor cut or some cut. The dude's a master at moving without the basketball. Okay. And so he was in his bag last night and he was killing. RJ caught it, but Fournier really caught it. But when Cam came out there, no more. And it was the same. Kelly Oubre was starting to get hot. Cam got on him. That faucet was turned off. Okay. Cam was playing some defense last night. And the thing is that my thing with Cam is offensive. Like I knew Cam, we ain't seen yet what this brother could bring. Okay. We see a glimpse of it. Let me say that. When y'all saw Memphis, that was Cam that I'm expecting to see, that Benedict Mathurin style. That's Cam. But the defense, this kid is really, his length, he uses his length, his lateral movement, his athletic ability. He put the lockdown on whoever he guarded last night. And so he was out there in the fourth quarter and in overtime as he should have been. And that 5 is the 5 a lot of us wanted, right? It was Mitch Rob, Randall, RJ, Cam, and Brunson. And that's who won us the game last night. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he didn't shoot a lot. He only took 3 shots. But the defense, man, his defense is excellent. And you know, like I said, it's just a matter of time. He played 25 minutes. You keep giving him 25 minutes, you're going to see an offensive explosion from this kid. Okay. Because to me, he's just too talented for it not to happen. But that was really good. You know, I started to grumble at the TV a little bit. Fourth quarter, Obi Toppin's in the game. He's playing well. He's moving without the ball. Randall did not have a good game up to that point. And I knew in my heart, Thibodeau was going to put Randall back in. And so when he called, when I heard the sub buzzer, and I said, no, he ain't doing it. And I knew in my heart he was. So if you like me and you sitting there, why did Obi not play? Come on, baby. You know, the thing about Thibodeau, he's predictable, right? And so, a lot of things he's predictable. I knew in my heart he was going to put Randall back in that game at the end last night. I knew he was, and he did. Okay. Like I said, I started to grumble under my breath, but I said, why argue with yourself? You know he's going to do it. Okay. So Obi get 13 minutes last night. Randall got 40 minutes. Now the thing is, one of the things Julius had, now he made a huge rebound, a huge defensive rebound. And then he did a huge offensive putback at the end of regulation. Big time, Mr. Randall. And that's what you want him to do. But the problem for most of the game is that he got back into the habit of drifting to the 3-point line and staying out there. Not cutting to the basket, not getting out of his teammates' way. And of course, being that far away from the basket, he's not as effective a rebounder. See, the few times that he did And one time it was with Brunson. He gave Brunson the ball and he's standing there outside and Brunson waved him through and he went down. And as soon as he went down to the block, he had a mismatch and Brunson gave him the basketball. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. So he just was off last night. If this was last year, we'd have lost this game. Again, I can't stress enough. If this was last year, we'd have lost this game. Okay. Brunson is the difference here. And so that is an example now of how much Brunson changes the face of this team. Just that. Okay. Just his handling of Julius Randle. And Obi Toppin, I would have liked him to play more. We could have used him. We might not even win to overtime if he stayed in that unit. But it's what it is, y'all. No even fighting about it. No even arguing about it. Thibodeau's going to play that boy. Period. End of story. Okay? Let's stop whining. Move forward. Quickly was solid. Rose was solid. Rose was good, actually. He played 12 minutes, had 12 points. And he was just really good, and that's exactly what you want from him. That's what I'm saying. If you could get that kind of production, 12 minutes, 12 points, and rest him, if we can get that from him all year, which I believe we can, we're in really good shape. We'll be in really good shape with him. Don't be trying to say he should start. Don't be trying to say he needs to play 25 minutes. Let's not get stupid. Let's let him do just like he's doing. That's exactly what we need from him. And then quickly played 19 minutes. Last night, Tibbs played 5. And he actually admitted for the first time after the game that he's running 10 now. And he actually named Deuce McBride and Sims. He said, these guys deserve to play, but I can only play 10. That's how stacked we are. Okay. He ran 10 dudes in the rotation last night. Now, and that's why I tell y'all, some of y'all, I've seen some people on Twitter tripping. Deuce should be getting more minutes. Where are you going to get minutes? Where? You look at the minutes distribution. Where is he going to get minutes? You think he's going to play Deuce over Rose? You think Tibbs is going to play Deuce over Rose? Are you crazy? You think he's going to play him over his grandson quickly? No. Deuce will get his chance, though. It's an 82-game season. Okay? Don't worry about it. He's going to get his time. I'm Deuce Hive. I'm Deuce Time Hive. Y'all know that. I picked the kid to be picked by the Knicks before they even y'all know who he was. So I said, yeah, I know. He's going to be all right. Don't worry about Deuce. Okay? He's going to be all right. Deuce going to be all right. Sims going to be all right. They just need to stay ready. Okay? They're going to get their time. They're going to get their chance. Okay? They need to stay ready. Can't play everybody. 10-man rotation is for Tibbs. That's a lot. That's a lot. For Tibbs, that's a lot. Okay? 10-man rotation. So the Knicks eke out a win in overtime. It was a beautiful win. It was a game we definitely would have lost. If it was another year, if we did not have a point guard like Jalen Brunson, we would have lost that game. This bodes well going forward. The future looks bright, New York Knicks Nation. We're in good shape. Now the real schedule starts. Milwaukee on Friday. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But Milwaukee on Friday at Milwaukee. Just to let you know, it's going to be a tough game. I'm picking the Knicks. I think the Knicks could beat them. Just to let you know. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Y'all have a great Thursday. Be safe out there. Shalom.